Darkness spreads its wings. A corruption so deep it poisons everything. But in the shadows, a group of heroes arise. Bound by courage, they'll never compromise. Through treacherous valleys and mountains high, they fight for justice, never questioning why. Their hearts ablaze, united they stand against the forces of evil hand in hand. Oh, hear the legends of our sacrifice. In the face of darkness, we will rise with valor in our hearts. We'll take a stand, defend us are free, or we'll save the land.
Please no.
Don't jinx
It's been
it.
a while.
We're back, mother bitches! Woo! All right, everybody, Matt Geary here for Geek Prize Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, The Legend of Our Sacrifice. Woo, 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 woo! We're back. With me tonight, we have Conrad as Arno Jerkel.
Yes, 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 yes.
We have Michael as Tharvel Eldon.
Welcome back.
We have Jace as Brother Gadden.
Murder? I didn't even know her.
We have Lecky as Bartholomew Pringle.
I'm locked in a 12-inch prison of Wi-Fi.
we got Marcus Lance. And we have Vic as Saren Sanguine.
Acknowledge me.
Right. So yeah, it has been a time over 2 months, I think. So yeah, welcome back. Yeah, holidays and such, and we've managed to herd the cats. They're all in one place, just about, and yeah, here we are. The problem is, it's been so long trying to remember what happened in the last session is going to be potentially a group effort. So I will try my best to do a quick recap, and people can fill in any gaps should they wish. It's going to be.
We could ask ChatGPT.
So
everything was fine. We all went for buying ice cream.
Yeah. So you can ignore the lots of tokens and stuff on the board for now, but that will be relevant very shortly. But obviously. Our group of intrepid heroes / travelers / adventurers murder hobos had got themselves an emissary who they proceeded to kill. They then questioned said dead person's corpse. They got some information from him. How useful that is up to the party, and I guess they will have taken copious notes, so they'll know what they've got from it. It is all in the Discord if people want to check that out. On top of that, they're very aware that the enemy is nearly upon them. The siege will begin very shortly. In that time, though, they've established that there are two sets of tunnels that leave the Temple of Devotion, and that is one that goes to the west. And sort of kind of comes out just before the main sort of kind of river that leads you on to Kyrelian territory. And then you have one that goes to the east that takes you up to the Aristha Keep, which is like a Helm's Deep sort of kind of bastion up in the Ristha Mountains, and leads into Elven territory. So it's a key sort of area to be protected, if and could be used as a sort of a backdoor to try and the corruption needs to get in there. Obviously, the massive road block that is the Temple of Devotion is here, and obviously they need to go through this place to sort of get to the west and get to the east. Like I said, they had an emissary who it didn't go very well, and apart from that, did everybody know about the tunnels? Was somebody coming back to talk to people about the tunnels?
Yeah, me and the
I
brothers
thought
came back.
I thought we actually, we got back and informed everybody because we were.
Yeah.
I think we were going to go and do something else.
Yeah, I think we did, and because I remember Arno speaking to Farival and stuff, and they were talking about already evacuating some of the women and children and less abled, and then I think there was talk also of potentially like caving in the tunnel. I can't remember what we decided.
I think we decided against that because that was also a supply route for the bastion, and also that would be our escape route if everything went south.
Yeah, but did we not think about collapsing one of the tunnels, like the entry one? I don't know.
Better idea though.
Well, again, that's something you can talk about. You also have the sort of crypt sort of area. It's quite a large where the false Hydra used to reside before its demise. There was some hasty repairs as well, because there was a bit of a leak from the moat that was going in there, and Tharval, I think Barty and stuff sort of had some of the local craftsmen sort of deal with that when that was happening. So you've got that sort of area, and that's pretty much it. It's now a case of the enemies coming, and they have to prepare, and that's what this mess is about. I had many ideas, but I've tried to keep it as simple as possible. I've not gone Matt and gone a bit too OTT. I had all kinds of craziness, and I was like, no, we'll keep it. So it's in theory, with some little extra bits of rules on top of it, but it's going to be like combat as you would have it in any fight. Each token is just like a normal token. You fight as normal, but they are just soldiers. So when you lose a hit point, you're not losing a hit point, you're losing a soldier. Okay. Now, you will be able to choose what you are in command of. Each one of you will have a command radius of 1 hex, which basically means as long as you're within, you can touch. So let's move, say, that there, and things are not moving properly. There we go. That there, and we'll put Barty. So he's sort of in connection with those two. Yeah, and as long as he's within one of his units or units that are connecting, so if he's got 3, as long as they're connecting, they're in formation, he can command them. You basically roll a d20, and actually I'll talk about that later, but basically you will command them. That is that's your command radius. If you're further away, it will add a negative modifier, but it's we'll move on to that when I get to that part. But yes, you will decide on what units you have. You've got basically the higher tier ones, which are your sort of temple guards at the top. They've got sort of higher AC. It's not as good attacks as the Dragonborn, but decent. They're with the fact that you're going to be behind walls. These guys are going to have a sort of an AC of like 21, 22. So they're going to be pretty hard to hit. Dragonborn, basically slightly less AC but do more damage. They can only be commanded by Draxus Goldmane, formerly came at Red Scale. So he will have those. You will have regular soldier guys who are your sort of regulars here. You will also have conscripts who are slightly worse. Again, it's just down a level when it comes to what they can do. You will have archers. You have got currently 200 archers. Should you wish, I will allow you to replace some of the regulars with archers if you want. It's up to yourself. And then you also have catapults. You've got 10 of those. They have a distance of 600 feet, like the archers. So they're like the archers. They can do 600 feet. Each hex is 75. Now, technically, it should be 50 feet each. if I go into like the zoomed into one of those maps, that's how much it is. But with the longbows and all those things, they'd be like off the map. So I've made it 75. So I fudged it slightly. So each hex is 75 feet. Your longbows obviously and your catapults and stuff, they have a 600 feet. So you're gonna get what? With a pretty good range anyway. Obviously, anything over 150 is at disadvantage for the longbows. For the catapults, let's see. So 600 is going to get you about there, down to the tree line, effectively. If you're down in the south, that's what's getting you. Okay. You also have civilians. Civilians can be used, and these guys over here. Civilians can be used if you need to, but they are a last resort. They are just civilians. You start losing too many civilians, and it will affect things later on down the line. So very mindful. They are there to plug gaps if you really desperately need them. Ideally, you want to keep as many of them alive as possible.
So we can't use them frontline cannon.
Yeah, you can't use them as cannon fodder. What you can,
Operation Human Shield.
What we're going to do is, because this is sort of abstracted, so it's not going to be like combat within you would sort of fight other guys where it's like 6 seconds and stuff. It's going to be like it's going to be days. You're going to have you can have effectively 4 main actions, which you can do multiple things within that one action, which I'll go on to, but you've got those 4 actions for a day. If you're at an advantage and you want to push it, you might be able to get 2 extra actions if you wish. Again, likewise, if the enemy's they can maybe push for an extra, sort of push on longer, but that's effectively a day. That means you've got a day you've got those 4 main actions, which you can do multiple things within, and then it's, the combat stops. People go back to their lines or stay where they are if they've pushed into the fort or whereabouts everybody is, and then you can do sort of like actions. You can rest. You can try and buttress walls if they've been attacked. You can send out scouts. You can do raids, whatever you want, things like that. I'm not completely precious about rules, by the way. These are just a guideline. If you feel like something's you guys can do, if you feel like there's something that would add to it, then I'm happy to go with it. It doesn't really matter as long as it works. If it gets to a point where it's looking like it's a cakewalk for you guys, I will ramp up the hardness and change things. Likewise, if it's looking like you're just getting absolutely destroyed, then I'll bring things down. So we'll self balance as things goes on, because as much as we've had a long time to sort of prepare to this, I'm not 100% sure about balance on it. So we'll see as we go along. Okay, so that's units. What you'll do is you'll pick between you what units you're going to have. You will then place yourselves within the fortifications. The civilians, again, have to go somewhere. They can go into the underground sort of area that you have. They can go into the tunnels if you want as well, or they can be around as a sort of as a defense. You, again, will each have a command. As you're a level 16, you will have a command rating of 16.
Are we not 15?
We're 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah,
So
we're
you'll have
15.
sorry, 15. So you have a command
Oh, well,
rating.
you can be 16 if you want. I'm quite happy
that's
to
right,
be
you're
15.
You'll have a
Level up.
You'll have a
level up.
command rating of 15. Now, this is something I've taken from a game called Black Powder, which Michael will be aware of. Basically, what it is, you have to roll under your command rating. Okay, so to do stuff, right? So what you'll have is you'll have a bunch of guys, and you can do up to 3 sets of things, which I will talk about. And as long as you go under it, if you go under it by 1, then you can only do 1 thing. If you go under it by 2, you can do 2 things. If you go under it by 3 or more, you can do all 3. Okay, so it's quite easy to get that. That being said, if you hit equal to or over, then you can't do anything. So your troops won't do anything, okay? Mark, your command rating, I'm going to give you an extra 1 because you're in charge, okay? So you're like the general. You're a 16, level 16. You can, if needs be, step in and command things that aren't going right. But likewise, if you can also give somebody a reroll if you wish. That can be sort of, it's up to you how you want to do it. If you command your guys and they do nothing, that's the stem, and they just have to stand still. They will attack if they're being attacked. They can still shoot and things like that. It's just they won't be able to move and stuff like that. If you get a crit, if you get a 20, like in Black Powder, it's basically bad. You don't want to get a 20. Like, it's completely the other way around. If you get a 20, then it's basically something's gone wrong with the orders, and they will do something different. So they might charge something, or they might evacuate their positions, or something like that, depending on a dice roll. So it's very unlikely, but it's still possible. Okay, archers, you have limited ammunition. Okay, so Michael, no doubt you and Saravel and stuff will be in charge of archers and things like that. You've got 20 arrows each, yeah? You can, they're not going to go down very quickly, but when they do, if you get to 0 and you need more, you've got to roll a d20. If you get a 1, they're out. That's it. There's no more arrows to be had. So basically, that's it. Anything else, and you can carry on. You get your 20 back again, and you can carry on. But every time a unit loses all of its arrows and needs more, it has to roll a dice. And if it gets a 1, that's it. So it's unlikely. So you could, in theory, just carry on, and you'd have all the arrows you need. But there's that very small chance you'd get that 1, and then that's arrows gone. No more no ammunition left. Okay. So show like, oh, come on. Okay.
On those, like if you get 1s and things like that, are rerolls.
Yeah, again, if these rules are very light, so very sort of, if you feel like something you can do to alter them, I'm up to it. As long as it adds to the story and stuff, I'm happy to sort of go for it. If you feel like you could do something, again, when you're with your units, you can use your abilities to sort of inspire like one of them. So you can do, if you're like Tharavol's in charge of some archers, he puts himself in one of the units. He can then sort of use his what's it called? What's your Hunter's Mark? You can use Hunter's Mark. So that unit that you're in can use Hunter's Mark. You can use, within reason, some of your own abilities within that unit that you are. If you're not in the unit, you can only sort of command them, and that's it. If you're in the unit, you can sort of impart your abilities in that unit that you're in. Again, sorry, Mark.
Can I use action surge for the unit I'm leaning?
Yeah. If you want sort of, like, again, within reason, if it, like, again, we'll self-balance.
With my bardic inspiration, would I normally get an extra d6? Would I get basically a d6 to make it lower?
Yes.
Or
yes.
Something like that.
Yeah. So basically, again, as things go over, because it's mass combat, we have to abstract things. So we'll, as it goes along, if we're not sure about something, we'll just roll a dice and we'll do it. But pretty much, these are sort of basic guidelines on how things are done. So you've got your command, you've got your units, you've got 3 things you can do. So you can just move. Each unit can move up to, like, infantry can move 1 hex, okay? But you can get them to move 2, so it's like a march. You get them to move 2. So in theory, you could get them to march 3 times, so they would be going 6. If you roll below your command rating enough, okay? If you really need to push them that extra square to get them somewhere, you can force march them, which gives them 3 things. But if you force march them, they will take a -2 to their AC, and they will be disadvantaged if they're attacked. So it's just, it's up to you. So that's the downside of making them go faster. Cavalry, which you don't currently have. But again, if you want to sort of go out to do raids, or if you need anything, I am open to you sort of converting some of your units into cavalry to do things. They'll keep their own stats. They'll just have they'll just be moving 3 instead of 1. And again, so they could in theory move 9, or more than that, with sort of be 6. Sorry, 1 month 3. So they're moving 3, 6. Yeah, so yeah, they could move a lot. it's not. Which one? You're 1. But I'm moving 2, 4, 6. Oh yeah, 3. So they're going 3, 6, 6, 12. Oh yeah, they could move 18. They could move 18 with 3 moves. 18 hexes with 3 moves. Okay. Other than that, I don't think there's much else. You've got within the fort itself, you have got supply points. Your supply points will affect morale. Sorry, it's not a D20 for you for archers. It's a D100, so it's really unlikely that you'll go out. But every time you lose a supply point, if they get in, your dice goes down one, so it goes from a D100 to a D20, a D20 to a D10.
Full war.
Yeah. So you basically, as long as every time you lose these, your supplies reduce, and it makes it more likely that you're going to run out of things. It will also affect morale, but it's not going to affect today in any way, shape, or form, unless you're super unlucky, which I doubt. You will also note that the walls. Oh yeah, by the way, if you lose the central complex, that red flag, you lose. That's it. It's sort of that's game over for you. That's that needs to be defended at all costs. That's the sanctuary itself, the temple itself, so it needs to be, taken. Not to be taken. That will be something they will aim for. You will note that I have put green lines on the walls, and that's basically how they are looking. And obviously, because you've had slight damage to this one and slight damage to this one, it's slightly it's orange currently. There's still a lot of HP for the walls. They've got a lot of HP, but they will start to change color as they are sieged down. So these are things you could potentially do in your whenever you finish battle. You can try, and you can't fix walls during war and stuff, but you can sort of do things to sort of help it, so it's not sort of kind of coming down and stuff. So we can do that. If you have guys on the walls and they collapse, then you will take damage randomly against those guys as they fall to their deaths, basically. Other than that, the squares are basically like fortifications. Again, they're like walls, but they have hit points and stuff. Sort of breaches, sort of like people come up the ramps and sort of bash through the gates and stuff. It'll affect that. What else have we got? Your shields, your magic wards are still up. So in theory, nothing magical's getting through currently at this moment in time.
What do you mean at this moment in time?
I don't know what's going to happen. What's going to happen? Okay, so yes, so that is that. Is there any
healing?
Is there? Oh yes, heal. Yes, nice. Yeah. So you have got 30
healing.
You got
healing.
It was 34, but
no. I'm not asking this because I care about you. I need to know where I'm playing God.
Yeah. So you've got healers, right? Your healers are level 2. They've got 2. They can have they've got 5 spell slots. They've got 3 level 1s and 2 level 2s. They've got cure wounds, and they can be placed in any unit. And if they're in a unit, I'll click on them, and then I'll go pink. They have got a move this over so people can see.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so they've got a thing. There's also commanders here, just in case you haven't got enough to command units. They can be used to sort of attach themselves. Their level though is level 14, so they're not as high as you guys. They can again be attached to units. If you're being attached to units, then I guess you just place yourself on top of them. But yeah. So basically, yeah, they can do cure wounds. So you can do that as an action instead of doing other things. Get your guys back, and it's like just sort of they're down and they're just being healed on the spot and stuff, and they're coming back. But anybody who's not healed at the end of the day's dead. That's it. They're gone. Unless you can sort of, I know some of you have spare the dying and stuff like that, but because there's so many, I'm going to guess it's to make it simple, whoever's dead is dead, especially for you, because it's meant to be like you've got a finite resource you're meant to hold out, and the main aim for you guys is to hold out for a specific amount of time, which I'm not going to tell you how long it is, but you basically have to hold out. The forces arrayed against you will start off slow, but they are going to get harder and harder and potentially critical towards the end, but it's we'll see where we get. I expect this is probably going to go. Say it again.
I'm a former StarCraft player, so I slow and hard, right up my alley.
I hated those missions, but yes, me too.
Okay, so that is pretty much it. So yeah, you've got your healers. You can go in there if you want to give your guys. Push guys into cavalry, you're more than welcome to do that if you wish. You basically then, you've also got command-wise, so you've got U6, you've also got Ceravel, you have got Niasil, though Niasil, if he goes into his dragon form, will not be able to command anybody. So he will just sort of rage out and do what Niasil does. You have Brother Vandross, who is a battle priest.
Yes.
Battle priest Vandross. Now, Simon Gant is there as well. He is not going to have a high command level because he is a nobody. So he's got broken legs and stuff. So if you've got anywhere you want to do with him, if there's anything you want to do with him and stuff, by all means.
Launch him from the catapult.
He's manning the catapult.
So yeah, whatever. He's sort of there, and then obviously you've got Draxus, who'll sort of command your Dragonborn.
That can be like yelling encouragement from the battlements.
When you say encouragement, he's going to be just
Yes,
going on.
in the same way that Seren manages to be polite and kind.
Inspirational.
I
Yes.
remember in the last episode we got through a breakthrough with Niasil, and you said that he found Gregor again.
Oh yeah. He
Yes.
did. Yes,
Has that had any control of his uncontrollable rage, or just his?
I think he
normal
knows.
dominion?
I think he knows he's there. So it's just like a first step. So he knows who he is. He's sort of aware. But obviously Niasil is still there. The rage monster is still there. Mr. Wong says, "Me and Catherine are watching." Catherine wants to shout out, "Hey Catherine, see you on Saturday for the games day." Okay, so yeah, so that's it. When it comes to combat, you guys like like Tharavel, he's got or Lance, they've got a lot of damage. Therefore, you're not going to be able to sort of like take out entire units yourself like that. Your damage is like one guy. You would kill one guy and stuff. So you're in command. What you can do if you've got AOE effect things like Barty, if he wants to cast Fireball, yeah, that'll affect a load of people. So you can do things. Arrow effect things work. If it's personal stuff, yeah, you can chip off a couple of guys. So Tharavel, you could kill 3 guys if you want. But there will be big demons and there will be big things for you that you will fight as personal things. Like so when they come in, your damage will affect them the way they are. Okay, so there will be times where big things will off, and you'll just have to sort of deal with them. Final thing, communications. I was going to have a thing where you can't hear each other and blah blah blah. I'm just going to play it that if things are happening around this fort, if you're in the opposite side of things, you're not going to know what's going on unless you've got sort of you've got
the usual rule for comms anyways, because like all the spells that we can, unless of course people have ascending stone in each of the group, we won't be able to. And also the 30-foot, I mean, you said that the hexes are at least 10 foot, right?
They're 75 feet. 75 feet.
Oh yeah, no, we can't communicate past the hex. So yeah, so
basically what I'm going to say is if you want to send messengers to each other and stuff, like if you're, unless you've got magical means, unless you've got ascending stone, you have to do it by a messenger. That it's going to take you a full round to get there, and then it's going to take them a round to get back again. So it'll be 2 rounds before any transferring of things. Bring me, I need support, things like that. If you're two sections away, and each section is pretty self-explanatory. You've got the sort of northwest, the northeast, the west, the east, the southwest, and the southeast, and then you've got 3 central, south, middle, and northern areas in the center complex. If they're 2 away, then it's going to take. Actually, I'll not over to it. So it'll take you 1 there and back for 1 section. It will take you 2 there and back for 2 sections. Okay, so that is being 2 rounds of combat, 2 sort of full rounds in the day for you to get anything back. So you're not reacting instantly to each other, unless you have the magical means to do such things. It's up to yourselves to try and police this, not to sit and go, oh, I suddenly, you're in the north and somebody's in the south. Oh, I suddenly feel like I need to send all my forces down to the south. I will sort of challenge that. So it's up to yourselves to try and play it as it is. And that is it. That is it. Again, as things go on, we will balance them. But right. So
do I still have my bird? I got a bird, did I not?
Did you get a bird?
Yeah.
When he was
was it a raven?
Yes, when you were doing the exploring.
You did get a raven. Yeah, why not? I'll let you have the raven.
I was just saying it could just be handy for communications and delivering messages and shit like that.
So you're reducing him to a messenger pigeon.
Well, he can shit on the enemy if he wants to. He's a raven.
Okay, so
with the raven. I never named him, to be fair.
Okay, so you've got your units. What you will now need to do between yourselves is organize what units you're going to have each, and where you're going to place yourselves on the walls. Obviously, the hexes don't line up with the walls perfectly, so I will move using the sort of like control key onto the wall, and then the distance will come from the closest hex, basically. But yeah, as it stands, also you still have a pretty big moat, so them going through this until they sort of build anything to go over the moat is, so you're not going to get direct attacks on this straight away, but as time goes on, potentially. So there you go. You've got that many units. You've got 30 monks. When you're using their cure wounds and stuff, just put it in the GM notes. So double click on your guy, go in the GM notes, or notes, or wherever it is, tooltip or whatever, and just say how many they've used, so you can keep a track of how many cure wounds they've used. But yeah, who wants what, and do you want to substitute anything for more archers, some cavalry? Also, as time goes on, as the siege goes on, if you want to train civilians into conscripts into regulars, and regulars into temple guard, then you can do that. So you can sort of try and move them up the rank if you want to give yourself a bit more power going forward. But this is what you currently have. So yeah, go at it.
Okay, so obviously we've got 4 gates. So I'm suggesting we put temple guards one unit to each gate. That makes sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Who's going to be commanding these? So you're probably best doing it per person and what their division. Well, it's not going to be even the size of the division. What their battalion is going to be. What size? So each person, what are they going to consist of? And then basically, Draxus obviously has to go somewhere on his own with his Dragonborn.
So what have we got to assign?
So you've got 8 sets of conscripts. You've got let's see, move these guys down. You have got 4 sets of regular sort of Order of the Morning Star soldiers. You've got veteran archers, so you've got 4 sets of veteran archers. You've got 4 sets of temple guard, 10 catapults, and 2 sets of dragonborn. And then obviously
Can I just ask? There are 8 red treasure chests within. Are they? What are they? They're not mimics, are
Supply
they?
points?
They're just going to
no,
attack us.
they're supply points.
Oh, okay.
They're supply points.
Definitely not mimics.
Definitely not mimics.
Okay, good.
Let's go here. If
Alright.
they're mimics, can we like yeet them at the?
Yeah.
Yeah,
what is-
not the mimics.
What's the winged chalice and the
The winged chalice is just representation of your monks, but again, we'll just put a pink dot over which ones they are.
and the what's the one above that? Sorry.
Just commanders. If you were going to split things more, then you can have some commanders to sort of reduced rank to do that. Also, by the way, if you want to reduce size or increase size of units by merging things or splitting them, then I'm happy with you do that. Obviously, if you split them and they die, there's not a lot you can do. They're gone. So it's just be mindful about that.
Okay, so if we're talking about it in terms of commanders to go different places, I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm assuming Seren's not expecting to be a huge battlefield commander,
No, that would be kind of pointless.
so that's fine. So that leaves us with the 4 of us. So plus Barty, who's going to be hiding plus Barty. Tharavel doesn't want to be on the line commanding. Tharavel and Cyril both want to be really commanding archers. Slightly further, so that you're moving around to take stuff out. So if I command the top, the northern gate, if we put...
Can you, Mark? Can you move Lange to where you're talking about and take one of the forces with you, just so we know what we're assigning?
By the way, Mark, also remember you're the general, so you will probably need to be in a more central position.
I'm thinking from that I can command that gate from the strong point.
Okay.
From the
Well,
temple.
is the
I'm
south
gonna put Draken there as well.
is the south gate not the more prominent one? Is that the main gate?
Yeah, Southgate. You said.
Because it's the larger
They're
gate.
coming from the south as well.
But ultimately, if they can get to the temple, they win. Yeah.
Yes,
True.
if they get to the temple, they.
But are they? Do we know where they're coming from? Or are they coming from the south?
Yeah, you know they're coming from the south. Again, that's things. As time goes on, you can send out. You can send out for help. You can send out, spies. You can sabotage things and stuff. But yeah, all you know is you've got units coming from the south.
So my thought then would be, if we put one of us each on the east and west gates, yeah. So who wants to volunteer?
Which
Well,
one's the weakest?
where are we having? Are we having archers all around?
We can
Or
have
yeah.
two blobs of archers we can move, which are being led by Tharavel and Cyril.
Okay, so they could be
we'll-
opposite ends of the keep, I guess.
So that's going to be. Right, hold on. I'll get.
So you move Cyril and Tharavel, so we know
We'll be
who's.
blobs.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh. So I would say 2 archers each.
Yep. Again, if you want to move some of those regulars into the archers, I'm happy for you to do that.
I think we need the regulars to. We'll need the regulars to strengthen up the conscripts at the end of the day, won't we?
Yep.
And whoever else ends up fighting in different places. If we put Draken down at
Draxus.
the southern gate, Draxus. Sorry.
So he's taking the brunt.
He's
put
the most experienced commander.
I will put him front, and I will move his Dragonborn with him then. I'll put him outside just so.
Should we put Niathal with him, because they seem to finally kind of know and respect who he is?
Yep. Okay. If you want to put Niathal with him, yep.
And then Niathal, like, if he enrages like at the south gate, then it's a big.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Exactly. So who wants to take the east gate?
Is it,
Who have we
Yeah,
got
well-
left? We've got
Well, we've got a
we
cleric
know-
and a bard, and we've
sorry,
got
the archers, Tharivel and Cyril. Are you going to be in the keep shooting out? Yeah, yeah.
There'll be.
By the way,
Yeah,
coming down the
it's-
walls, you have to come down through the towers and stuff, so you're not jumping down the walls. You've got to come down the towers to get out of things. And your catapults can go anywhere they want, really. I guess ideally you want to put them in the towers, though.
Okay, so that's cool. So if we, I think catapults, if we move them,
If you do 2 catapults, north, south, east, west, and then 4 on the, or sorry, north, south, east, and then 4
yeah,
on the south.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially if we're expecting to come from the south.
Yeah.
Do you want these on the walls in the towers, or
I'm just allocating sort of roughly in a
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
location,
okay?
just so we can keep track of roughly where they're oriented, and then we can jiggle things. Okay, so we've got then the conscripts and the regulars,
Believe that.
and the temple gods.
Believe that. Are
Okay,
we?
so-
Then we've got the other ones. I guess Gadden and Brother Vandross are going to be with the healers. Are they going to be fairly central in the keep,
I
or
would
are they going to be
suggest
scattered
that
around?
Vandross be central, but that Gadden be mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Gadden has more options than Vandross has.
Mhm.
So I reckon Gadden should be closer to the south gate.
Yeah.
Provide healing from the
That's
main.
going to be the sort of the Schwerpunkt,
Mhm.
so to speak. I suspect, but we need to make sure we don't get flanked. Is my way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, the way we're kind of set up at the minute, if they're attacking from the south, you could sort of concentrate most of your units there. It means if they start having to go around the flanks, they have got a longer way to go than we would have like a direct route.
We also can't guarantee that we're going to get that everything we see will be everything they're bringing until we get a line of point. Until we get a line of view.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
someone
true.
maybe infiltrating through the forest, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Then is it maybe better having a couple? Do we want some of the archers at the south gate as well, or do we want the archers to remain mobile?
I was thinking we can start them there and we can move them around. For example, or if we start one of you down there and one of you off to one flank. How does that
Yeah.
sound? So if we put,
What about like archers here and here on the
Yeah,
bottom
true,
2
yeah.
Oh
points?
yeah, that's a good shout actually. Yeah.
because then you're enfilading them. That's good.
And then you
Look at
want.
me using big words.
Mhm. Do you want a catapult on each one of these towers?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Or is that too short range for the catapult? Maybe they put them one tower back.
Well, they've got 600, so they're they're hitting out. It's pretty. They're all out to that tree
I've got
line.
range on them.
It says 300, but it's not. I've put them the 6. It's 3. So they're getting like for that you're getting a pretty big swathe just before the tree line. Again.
So my thought would be
Yeah,
if we
I
have
mean, we
one
do-
catapult on each of those 2 towers and one catapult on the tower back, because that can still reach the in front of the walls, but then it also covers the flanks here. So if we moved that one up to here and that one up to here, does that make sense?
Mhm.
I don't see Gadden. Where is Gadden?
Top. I'm gonna have moved myself here. So you want to be Southgate, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, there.
I
No,
will.
that's you.
So, oh no, are you okay taking the eastern gate?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Oh,
If you
wait.
press-
You want Arno to take you.
If you want to move things sort of not in a hex, press Alt, and then it will go wherever you want it and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where the catapult is, so you're... Okay.
That's cool.
And then so I move Barty to Westgate.
That just means we've got parts of the group keeping an eye on the 4 cardinal points, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And we have someone that can do damage down there, taking point for counter offensives.
Yep.
So, as I said, if we give a unit of temple guards to each of the points, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm gonna call the ones that are going to the south. They're gonna be with you, Gad. They're gonna be your bodyguard, but they're
Sure.
also, that gives you a way to punch a hole in things or to plug a leak, because
Yep.
we know that you have the capability to do offense of some sort as well as
Mhm.
defense, and
Yep.
it's a big target.
Yeah.
So,
Just
Gotta-
as a note, for the south, I'm gonna keep myself with this trump card in case it gets really shitty.
Yeah.
But I have the Radiance of the Dawn, which is disgusting. It will probably take out each of the hexes around me if there's
that's
enemies.
fine. But in that case, you can
Mm.
charge in with the temple guard,
Hmm.
you know, for example, and then
Okay.
as they whittle, if you get trapped, you can just Death Star the
Hmm.
middle of wherever you are, can't you?
Yep, pretty much. Okay, cool.
Okay, so that gives us the 4 points there. So
where
with
do we
turn-
want me?
Right, so I'm thinking in your case, I would like to look at exfiltrating you outside
Mhm. Okay.
and on one of the flanks to keep an eye out for that, and
Yep.
to be able to. And if we keep the sending stone with you that we've
Uh-huh.
got, one with me, you can then tell me if you find indications of a problem on that flank.
Are
Yep.
you on your own, or are you giving her a bodyguard or anything?
Does she want a bodyguard? The problem is that her key is stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having a
And
bunch of conscripts wandering around behind her is a little bit unstealthy.
Okay.
Do we have
Slightly.
stealth? Do we have stealth conscripts though?
No,
No.
you might get some
No,
stuff later,
no.
yeah, depending on,
What
on
about-
turn and stuff. You might get some reinforcements at some point, but
Fine. Okay, cool.
right. So
Okay,
Saren's,
so
where are you going, Saren?
So
where
if
do we
your flank-
think would be best?
So
Because
I-
we've got a fair bit of woodland
I
to
think
the south.
I think we should position Saren as close to the entrance to those tunnels as possible.
True, just in case. So where did that come out? That was in the buildings, wasn't it?
Yeah. So you've
So
got. So basically, I can't fully
We had
remember. One on the left,
one
one in the
exit was
west, and
here.
one in the east. I think.
There was one here, wasn't there? That was the
Was
exit
there?
that Terrible found.
Yeah,
Wasn't
there's
it?
No,
one. Yeah,
no.
that's,
There
No,
was.
that's the one.
There was
one
one
of the
over.
walls that came down had a entrance way. Did we seal that one up? Because if we did,
Yeah,
then the only other entrance
yes, that's
is
it.
the other side.
Yeah.
Because when we bricked up that wall,
Yeah.
it kind of sealed the tunnel. I'm thinking
Yeah.
with the
No,
the
I don't
way-
think you. I don't think you sealed that tunnel. I don't think you. Because
Did we just collapse it though?
that did you? Because I thought
one
you.
of them-
I
one of
thought
them
you.
led-
No. So there was the tunnel that was being used as the supply route, which was going.
Well, say it's that one. So I know I think it was more north, but for the sake of it, was because I've got the supply unit there. So we'll say that is your point there. So this one here is a tunnel, and
There
this
was one that
here is
went
a
out to
tunnel.
the west.
Yeah, that's this one here.
Yeah.
On the west, yeah.
So I'm
Sorry,
more
one of my
tempted to have
Archers has
Cyrabelle-
disappeared.
Sorry, I'm so tempted to have Seren out in the woods on the east side, because that allows anything. Because if you look on the western side, there's lots of clear farmland, but on the eastern side, the east and northeast, that woodland comes fairly close.
Hmm.
So we have a lower
Yeah.
response ratio there. So
That's
we
what I was
have-
thinking as well, and then she can keep an eye out if there's a flanking opportunity as well.
Yeah.
My thought was that we've got the civilians, yeah. So my thought with them is those that are the most able-bodied, we have them guarding the tunnels and guarding and staying underground and out of the way. Most of them, because they're less likely to become chewed up by random acts of catapults or ballistas.
Yeah, they're really low AC, like 11 AC, and very they're very squishy. They're at a pinch, they might help you. Yeah.
They can scream and run away.
Yeah.
Or they can set traps and things like set off traps and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure they can come up with tripwires and things, and that means we're not putting combat power down there unless someone screams.
Yeah.
Okay. So that
Good.
means that all the civilians we can keep out of the way. They're hiding underground, but if we really desperately need help, then we can call some of them up, maybe to run around with supplies or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should use the civilians for supply routes and bolster her up. So, Matt, what's your ruling on like speeding up supply?
In what way?
And like, if we use, say for instance, we use civilians to
porters.
to speed up, as porters and whatnot, and speed up the process. If we need supplies, is that possible?
Well, there isn't really. I haven't. As there was at one point, like a big spreadsheet with lots of supplies, but I've not. I didn't want to overcomplicate it. So the only supply issues you're going to get these points. The only supply issues you're going to get are the arrows, which again isn't going to be unless you're super unlucky and get a 1 on your first D100.
Or if they get overrun.
Yeah, if they get overrun, then that affects your ammunition, but it will affect the supply points. Will affect your morale, which will affect your fighting capabilities going on. But that's something that won't affect you anytime soon. So, and other than that, you know, if you've got things you want to do with them thematically, or you think they can, I'm happy for you to do that with them and stuff. It's not a problem.
Okay, fine, cool. I just thought sappers. That's
yeah,
it.
again, if you want
But
to
I'm
sort
not
of,
looking
if
at
you want to build, if you want to send them out to sort of build some, exterior, but you will have stuff coming shortly from the south. So it's up to
Don't
you.
tell us this. Don't spoil it. We want to be like Helm's Deep here, like fucking crying for dear life that we've got limited resources. God, Matt, you're really sucking at this right now. Like, get no
You know he can't
suspense.
keep a secret.
On a
You know
tangent.
he can't do it.
Actually, there was something I was just watching because I was watching Lord of the Rings the other day, and I was watching the Helm's Deep battle.
Zulu. They used the Zulu stuff.
What? Why did they send? Why did they send the guy with the fucking Olympic torch running in when they're putting the big bomb thing? There's guys standing right outside the gate with flames in their hand. I was like, it's just something I spotted. It's like, why didn't they just do that?
Yeah,
like, why didn't they just go?
He was the suicider.
Yeah, but what was the point? Like, it was like the first thing of I was like, that guy's actually it's kind of ruined it for me because I was like, that guy was completely pointless because there was literally guys sitting outside the wall with flames in their hand and they could have just went, but no, they all concentrated on the suicider guy
Because his name was Leroy.
Leroy Jenkins. Oh yeah, I forgot this one last thing I forgot to say to you. If you're attaching yourself to a unit and you can sort of sort of imbue your sort of special abilities to that unit you're in, if that unit gets destroyed and you're within it, we will roll a dice and you could potentially be killed as well. So just be careful.
What?
Excellent. Love it.
Marvelous.
Right. So don't do that. Basically, for anybody that's there, don't do it.
I think those things again. If you're in, you've got you're not going to be in any major danger, or if you really must, again, you can add additional attacks. You can do, you've got abilities that you can sort of give these units. But yeah, there is going to be danger in being in a unit if it's destroyed because it will sort of, yeah.
Fine. Rude.
So
See how it is,
what's
man.
happening? Who's controlling those?
So I'm putting them by the people that will be controlling them, if that makes sense.
So we've got but the thing is, Brother Garin and Draxus have. So is he?
So
Should we
right,
put?
so-
Actually, do you know what? Do you want to color? We'll color code them. I know. Yeah, we'll color code your units. So obviously, pink is just having a healer in there. But if you all take a color, how many of there's 6 of you? 1, 2, 3.
Yellow.
4,
Yellow.
Yeah.
No.
Yellow.
Damn.
Yellow.
And then place that as your guys' color, so you know what units are yours and what are not.
How
Sorry,
do you
Conrad.
set the colors?
Uh,
there we go.
Right click on it.
yeah.
Blue.
Where? What are you doing?
Color coding your units.
Oh, that.
You also have Vandross and Gant still sort of kind of the place. I haven't given him any stats whatsoever because he's
Yeah,
he has nothing. He's got
He's
no-
he's statless. You can't stat him because he's so good.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
I think because it's funny, we're going to put Gant over with Laravel because funny enough.
Yeah, cats.
Oh yeah, I need to make sure you can move him.
That giggle, that
I can't seem to move the regulars, but that's a minor detail.
Wait 1 minute. Let me change them. Edit. All players. Can be controlled by all players. I'll just do the one and then recopy and paste them, so I don't have to do it for all 4 of them. And then I will. Or you can move him. So. Actually, can you move them because they're the same one? Can you move all 4 of them now, or just the one?
I can't move Brother Vandross.
Okay.
So I can move the regulars.
Yep. Okay, Vandross, I will.
But I can't move Andros. No.
I will move him.
We can't. Yeah.
Okay. All players. All players. Okay. Right, that should be Vandross.
Okay. So if we keep Vandross central, because he'll be running the hospital event effectively. So we put him sort of in one of those buildings there. So that
Do you want me to turn names off on these things? You'll know by the symbols, because I think the names on these things are maybe going to get in the way of stuff. Or are you happy with the, what?
Yeah, turn the names off. It's all right.
It's up to you. Like, if it's getting a bit too busy,
the names only come on when you hover.
Okay, right.
So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that mine are displaying all the time.
No,
Yes, mine.
mine's on hover.
Must be a.
Oh, what? How do you do that?
Oh yeah,
I never knew you could do that.
Yeah, how do you do
Put
that?
it on
Years
hover.
I've been using
I don't
this,
know.
and I've never had hover.
Mine
It's
just is.
that's just it's just the default for some reason.
Graphics, text and option, text chat options, keyboard shortcuts, character sheet settings, maybe. Oh well, doesn't matter. Okay, so is everybody...
here we go. It's in graphics. The 4th box down. Hover to show token nameplate.
Where's that?
Oh, that's amazing.
Where's that?
Go to settings graphics, and then the 4th box down says hover to show token nameplate.
Oh.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, cool.
Graphics.
And Conrad's life has now become just that bit better.
Ah, brilliant. That is. There you go. It's not like we've been doing this for 5 years.
No, this is a new feature.
I was just cool. Apparently.
Okay, everybody
so-
color code their units then, so you know what's yours.
I've gone purple. Purple for
Blue.
bad.
Blue and red.
Well.
Yellow.
I'll worry about it in a
Sure.
sec. I'm just moving some people about.
Oh, you took
Oh.
Gadden's yellow unit.
Oh, that's fine. I'll change it. So I'm getting a different one.
I
Whatever
put
you
Barty as green. Lucky, I imagine you've not got too much control, so I can do it for you if you want. Are you still on the call, Barty? Lucky.
Just about. I can hear like every other word.
Oh.
Oh no.
Like these green dudes.
Is there going to be another way we can get
You're
you
green.
talking without not get you on so you can hear things? I'm trying to think. Is there?
Watch the stream. No.
No, because
I was gonna say, watch the stream.
no, because his internet's already pretty bad, isn't it? So
Oh yeah, and the stream will tank it.
I'm just here for vibes. Don't worry about me.
Oh, that's actually upsetting.
He's just missed us that much.
By the way, before this start kicks off, Matt, Arno will want to do something and talk to a couple of people.
Yep, that's cool.
So,
So,
roughly speaking, with all the juggling around, I put some regulars and some conscripts with Niacil. I put a unit of conscripts with Draxus. I've moved over a couple of conscripts and some regulars along with Barty, so that he has some combat power and some temple guard. and some Temple Guard, and a couple of units of conscripts are over with Arno. I've got conscripts, some Temple Guard, and a unit of regulars with me. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So, Gadden, you have bodyguards, and that also counts as being bubble wrapped hammer.
Lance,
Okay,
what
cool.
color are you using, by the way?
I hadn't actually got that far, to be honest.
Okay.
I've just been trying to.
Also, these civilians need to go somewhere, or they're going to start hovering. All of them are going underground.
For the time being, they'll start underground because they're either hiding or they're watching tunnels.
Okay, so where are you allocating them? So you've basically got Western Tunnel, Eastern Tunnel, and then the catacombs.
Split them up.
If we put, I don't know, if we put 4 each into the eastern and western tunnels to keep an eye out,
I'll do
and
it.
then the rest into the catacombs.
East, west, and then the center will be the catacombs. Okay, just so we keep it there. Okay, that's fine. Right. Okay. There we go. We are prepared. Awesome. So actually, hover.
I think one of the walls is gone.
Where? Which one?
The
Yeah.
one that was damaged on the right hand
On the
side.
bottom
No, no, it's not. It's a foreground thing. So when you move off it, it'll
Ah, okay, right.
yeah. It's when you move on to them, they sort of go go.
It's sort of, yeah. So it's I can actually see it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the green ones have gone a wee bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I see what you mean.
Okay. So that's it. Right. So it is the I guess the evening. Your forces are sort of arrayed in their sort of their positions. You will, I guess, where is Van Dross meant to be just there on his own? Yeah, is he just sort of sat there on his own?
So he's got a he's effectively a healing point.
Yeah.
So he can move if need be.
Yeah.
To assist the healers.
Okay.
Or he's a central point. Yeah. So he's kind of central where he's hiding in a building until he knows where he needs to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Are you convening together for a council of war or anything? What are
Yeah.
you sort
We'll
of?
start off in the temple just to have a get together and a discussion.
And a beer.
Well, you can. I can't.
Okay.
And
So
then obviously Seren will
Around
exfiltrate
Joanna.
the tunnels. The
Saren
rest of-
sleeps in hungover in the morning.
And then kind of just
That-
drags herself to where she needs to be, because technically she could just walk past everybody completely unawares, completely hidden, whilst the bat's happening is, all right, I'm here, where do I stab?
Unless she steps in shit again.
Oh, that's the point. Are we not shooting up the tunnel?
That's part of what the conscripts are doing, or the civilians are doing downstairs. They're
Excellent.
watching and defending the tunnels.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take the dog one sec.
And covering the tunnels in shit.
okay. So you I'll wait for Michael to come back actually before sort of.
Have we had scouts basically telling us that they're about a day away?
Yeah, they're
The
on their
main
way.
forward.
Yeah, they're coming. They're on their way. I think because if Tharaval had sort of kind of gone off and he'd sort of made an estimate about them coming back in, I think there was a certain amount of days, and then your actions, and then I was going to roll a dice. But yeah, they're turning up soon.
All that activity we did with like securing the supplies in the previous weeks we've been playing, is that?
Yeah.
benefits?
Because I've given you extra. So the men and stuff that you've got are basically
Okay, that was based on how we.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, the amount of men you have and their quality and stuff is based on your rolls and what you did.
Gotcha.
Again, there was going to be supplies. I had this very convoluted supply system. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I'm just, I cut it out because it was just going to bog it down too much and stuff. We'll keep it nice and simple. Okay. So you sort of go. Actually, this song is distracting me. Let me do.
Because it's so
Popping off.
epic.
It's
too
very
epic.
popping off.
Oh,
it's,
amazing.
yeah, it's distracting. I'm like, okay. Let me just stick this one back on. In fact, because it's nothing's current, we'll just play the good old tavern music back again. Ye old,
Oh, here we go.
old faithful. Okay, so you obviously knowing that the enemy is going to be upon you in a short period of time, you see to the forces that you've been allocated to you by Lord Commander Luntz, and you make your way back to the main temple complex to convene a war council. I guess you can go from there yourselves. I don't think they need to really describe very much, but yeah. What are you going to say?
Okay, friends. So we have a pretty good idea of where we're going to start. As is standard, we know full well the moment the enemy appear, it's all going to go to hell. But we'll work with what we've got, and we will support each other as best we can. Seren will be obviously out on the eastern flank with the sending stone. She'll warn me if anything's coming, and I can send messengers across to you, Arno, and possibly to either Tharabol or Cyril if I think that they need to support you.
Mhm.
And ultimately, I may ask you to assign some of your troops to a gate that's weak. If that happens, please trust me. Gadden, I do trust you to make calls as need be, because you have your bodyguards to act as a reserve where you see things are weak and where you can obviously help with the healing. Tharavel, Cyril, if you see a problem that you can't fix between your archers and the catapults, then please get a messenger back as quickly as possible, and we'll see if we can allocate resources. The civilians are keeping an eye on the tunnels and the catacombs. They have set traps, and they'll let us know if anyone tries to infiltrate. At that point, I may need to grab one of you to shore that up and to defeat them, or I may go myself and ask ask Gadden to take control of the North Gate. So please be aware that may be coming. Okay. Anyone got anything to say?
I'm impressed for Tin Can. You happen to be very, very warm-minded when it comes to these things. Not that you needed any high praise. It goes without saying, please, we're all the backbone of this fuckery, so try not to die first. I know it sounds a little bit sparingly, but we are the key to this victory. So
I spent way too long sitting in a bricked up cupboard as if I was dead. I'm not intending to go there anytime soon.
not you, you're fine. You're not made of flesh. The other ones I'm a bit more concerned about. So
Stop looking directly at me.
I know you can handle yourself. It's just when I come back and see you and you happen to be a few more holes more, then yeah. Suffice it to say, yes, caution
That
is
happened
our-
once, okay? Once.
And now we are here, attached by the hip. So
Yeah.
we just need to be a bit caution and don't throw it to the wind. The other thing I do want to mention is that we are still not away from the wiles of corruption. So we're tactically and militaristically good, but the arcane between myself and Barty, we are stretched very far. So the moment that any of you see any like hocus pocus fuckery, you just say something that will also end up diverting our attention. And it goes without saying, Arno and Taraval, if you see anything remotely fuckery, just fire it. The normals, we're fine, we can deal with that. It's the big demons. If we see like something unearthly, I don't even want to say, because we've already dealt with something like a, what do you call it? I've already forgotten the name of it, but the tentacle thing. You know,
Yeah,
the one
that's
down
fine.
there.
Oh, that.
The
that
Hydra.
Yeah. No.
And
So
I only have one opportunity to save a person because I only have this. And he just holds out the diamond and says, "Revivify is an incredibly expensive spell. Don't die on me, okay? I'd like to save this for another event."
speaking of death, I have two questions. One, Lance, if all is lost here, are we to defend this place to the death, or will you call for retreat and we head north?
I will call for retreat if we have to. We have the tunnels, so we can always divert. We can always drop down, fight a retreat, and evacuate what's left out of the east or the western tunnels, or both, depending where the enemy are.
And then he nods, and out of his robe he puts down in front of you a kind of a journal. It's like a bit of a tome, pretty weathered, and he opens it up to a specific page, and you can see two names inscribed on this page. The first name is Cyril Hansel, and the second name is Derek Hansel. And he receives a writing implement and passes it to you, and he says, "Lance, I need you to write your name here in this book."
Okay, and I do so.
It's the Death
And then-
Note.
and then he turns to Gadden and he says, "And now you, my friend."
Can I? What is the book, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'm not of
Let's
this
just-
realm.
Let's just call it a failsafe granted to me by my ties to my patron. This is known as the gift of the protectors.
Okay.
It is a last chance, let's say. If one of you were to fall, death would not come as swiftly. And he would basically explain the mechanics that if any of you are dropped to 0 hit points but not killed outright, you magically drop to 1 hit point instead. So
Oh, okay. So he will look at the book skeptically at first, and he says, "I'm just gonna gamble because I'm not actually from this realm. So if I die on this realm, I don't know what the consequences will be, whether my body goes back to Theros or not. So I'll just..." He takes the quill and scribbles it in a language that's very not the same as, but could be similar. And then he waits for the ink to see if it settles.
yeah, it settles into the page, and you can sense with your arcane power that you know it's like something magical has happened, like it's been absorbed into the page.
Okay. So then he looks at Arna and says, "Well, it makes things a bit more interesting. Okay, thank you. I appreciate this."
And then he turns to the rest, and he looks at Theron, and he says, "Theron, I fear you will be the most exposed out there. It's imperative that you survive against all these risks. Please write your name." And he passes the pen to Theron.
And I take the pen and sort of look. And I appreciate your offer of your protection for yourself and your patron. And I write my name in the book, and it basically looks like a spider has walked across the page, but my name is there.
All right, you can see the way in which these names have been written on the book. The page is now full, and he looks to the rest of his allies, and he says, "I cannot remove my brother from this page, but I will remove myself." And he presses his finger on his name, and it magically disappears. And he looks at Tharival and Sirval and nods, and then he turns to Barty, and he says, "Barty, you are not cut out for endurance in battle, I want to ensure your protection. Please take my place on this page to give you an extra fighting chance. And he hands over the book and the pen to Barty.
If Lecky, if you're having issues sort of talking and stuff, just text, man.
No, it's all right. I heard that. Barty would be like, "Oh, there's absolutely no chance that I could accept this offer from you." As he picks up the quill and starts to write his name, it's just too much.
Starts covering it up. Starts covering up so nobody can stop him.
Yeah, Arno cracks a smile and retrieves the pen and closes the book. Turns
I
to
put my
the
hand.
to the.
I put my hand over Arno's hand once he closes the book and says, "Mark my words. When this is over, you will remove my name from that book and replace it with your own."
Oh,
He smiles.
After the horse has bolted there, Saren.
So this is going to be sneaky, but because having realized what Arno just did, he quietly sends the message over to Seren through the spell and says, "How good at your forgery?"
That's a very good bloody question. I haven't got the faintest idea.
It would be deception, I guess.
Yeah. And my deception is better be freaking good. 11. So
Not awful.
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Arno's the designated forger, as I remember.
Yes, yeah.
God
Yeah,
damn
okay.
it.
So then he just, and then he says, okay. Then he gives a knowing look at Saren, and then puts a hand over his shoulder and says, "I think after this we should have a drink."
Several might be in order, I suspect.
Agreed.
I think we've got a little while before the shit hits the fan.
All right. So basically, this means that if Lance, Gadden, Barty, or Seren are to fall to 0 hit points, they don't. They fall to 1 hit point instead for the DM.
Arno, as you sort of you do that and you retrieve your book, you catch a glimpse of Kivi. Sort of, obviously the rest can't see her, but she's standing by the fireplace, looking at you with just absolute shock on her face. Looks completely just, looks emotional. She starts shaking her head.
Arno catches her eye and just sort of, gently just nods as if to say, there's something I have to do. I've selfishly protected myself for too long, and I still have you, regardless. As if we can get that from a look.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think
but,
she have a sort of
that kind of thing.
Yeah. She doesn't say anything. You do see a very sort of you see her weeping for the first time ever. You see a sort of crystalline tear sort of roll down her cheek. And she just disappears.
Thanks for that.
Can I get with that?
Right in the fields.
I was about to say, with a passive perception, because Gannon has seen some very intimate stuff with Arno in his own past. Does he recognize the look that he just did?
Roll me a passive perception.
Insight?
Yeah.
Passive insight. No, passive insight. Sorry.
Passive insight. What's your passive insight?
5. I think. Wait, no, it's 16.
16. Yeah, go on then.
Okay. So he says nothing more, but he's determined, and he will speak to Saren separately.
Okay.
He caught the look. Right. And then afterwards, he then looks at everybody else, rubs his hands, and says, "I don't know about you, but this is a very morbid situation that we're in. Let's go feel some mirth, get some morale going in the form of alcohol, and hopefully, we'll seal ourselves for the battle to come."
It
I know
won't
a few
hurt to get
games.
the Dutch courage into everybody. Whoever the Dutch
What
were.
is this Dutch? What is this Dutch? Yet? This Dutch courage? I don't know.
What is
I-
this?
Something, it is something
I-
that my prince used to say before.
Okay.
Oh,
I
sorry.
can see the concept.
Do we?
One thing after I forgot, because I'll forget if I don't mention it now. You need to place your 30 monks within what a unit basically attached to them at some point. So after you've done your conversation, you need to place them.
How do we place them?
Just put a pink marker on them, or there is another, if you want to, there is a heart sort of symbol with like a circle of chains around it, which you could put around them if you want, whatever you want. Pink, I think pink sort of, it's a bit more, you can see it, so but then there's that white heart as well. So after you've had your conversation, you need to do that as well.
I'm gonna do.
Is
some
there a? Sorry, is there a sacred ground or something? I know this whole place is like kind of sacred, but is there like I want to say like a graveyard or something of that sort, like a sacred ground outside within the walls?
Outside of the temple itself, but within the walls. Yeah. There's you've got the whole complex has sort of kind of sub temples, like where these you can't see them, where these spinning like here and here.
Oh, the turrets.
Yeah, well, there's many sort of temples, sort of here and here. There's like, if I was to move them out of the way, which I can't.
There is like a sort of like sacred area, almost like a graveyard,
sort of,
somewhere with grass, with grass, and like important.
Yes. Or you could go in. You could go into the temple gardens, which is basically just outside where the temple is. There's gardens with trees, fountains, things like that.
Perfect. Saren turns to everyone and says, "I will meet you in wherever the place is that we drink in the tavern, in this godforsaken place, and I have something I need to do, and I will go and meet you there." And with that, she gets up and she walks out of the room that we're in.
Before you go, Saren, take this, and then Barty will hand you the sending stone.
Thank you.
And you'll look over. Is it Firewall that's got the other one?
I think so, yeah.
No, Lance has
Yeah.
got Lance has got
Lance
one.
has got one.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll be fine then.
Okay.
Just stop us from forgetting later on, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. You can report back.
With that, I go to the temple gardens and I find a tree. I just got to double check something because my brain is like a sieve and it's all gone in and out again.
Can Gadden follow Saren but stealthily?
Yeah, roll me stealth.
Rude.
Okay. No, he's going to do something better. Where is it? He's going to cast invisibility on himself.
Okay.
If I can find it, I think I have it somewhere. Or am I not the magician I think I am?
You are not the magician you think you are.
You are not. You think you are?
No, I'm not. Shit. Fucking hell.
I think
What did
only
do?
me and Barty had an invisibility.
Yeah, it was. No, I remember doing it. Oh yeah, I was. That's why I was Barty for one game. Right. Actually, yeah. He casts a message over to Barty. He says, "Can you just cast invisibility on me, please? Don't ask questions."
Cast Euphoria.
It's cast. Just
Okay.
spam cast in everything.
So, but is Barty okay with casting invisibility on Gadden?
Yeah.
So he does that, and then so as he looks at Barty, smiles, waits for Seren to go, and then sees that the spell is suddenly just engulfed him. So he disappears. I don't know who else catches it. He doesn't care. He's more interested in following Seren, so he's gonna go and walk and just follow her to the graveyard or wherever it is, that place.
So, what you see is Seren sort of walking very quickly to the little temple gardens graveyard.
Roll me perception, by the way.
Me?
Yeah, because just because he's invisible, you can if you get a crit, you can sort of you won't see him, but you'll sort of notice something that'll
Yeah, someone following you.
Yeah. No. Right. Okay. Don't notice anything.
Why is it showing it? Goodness sake.
I'm
There we-
going through your units and just putting healers in the more important ones to start off with, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, so I go to the temple gardens and I look around and I pick the biggest oak tree that's in the gardens. And I go down beneath the roots and using one of my daggers, I dig a small hole. And you see me take off a necklace, and at the end of the necklace is a broken, scorched, ruined key. And it's missing the end part of that would fit a lock. And you hear me pray to Aron, the god of life and death. And you hear me praying that I do not meet my parents in the afterlife at the end of this battle. And that wherever they are happy, and it is not the place that I am sent, because I do not deserve it. And with that, I finish taking off the necklace, wrap the cord around the stem of the key, and bury it in the hole. And sort of push the earth down, and then cover it with a few nearby leaves and twigs before getting up, brushing my hands off, and walking away again.
Meanwhile, Gadden continues to watch and observe, realizing that maybe he shouldn't have watched this the whole time. It was too intimate. However, he says nothing and actually decides that he's going to. He's going to
dig up the necklace.
eyeball where
No,
she-
no,
No. Dig it up. Actually,
Yoink.
no. So actually, there was another thought that I had in mind, which was that he was going to dig up the necklace, but then he decided against it. No, there was a reason why. Anyway, so he's gonna head over to where he thinks he's gonna head over, which is the tavern. But just in case, what he will do though is he'll walk by, and then as soon as he sort of like sees that, are you going to the tavern?
Go to the tavern now, yeah.
At that point, he'll then kind of like walk a little bit closer, so he might hear so that Saren might hear the dual steps, and it says, "So, we're going to get that book. I'm going to find the way. I'm going to erase my name. I'm going to put Arno's back on, but I'll need your help forging it. I don't know if it's going to be possible."
No, you're going to erase my name. I'm not having this argument with you. You're far too useful.
I'm not of this world, though.
I don't give
don't
a damn. You're more useful than I am. I stab things. You heal them.
No, it's
Yes.
me. No. And then he just
Yes.
stops and grabs her. So it's like she's being shit by something that's invisible. He's just like,
I just
no.
stood there going like that.
No, it's me. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't have family here.
Neither do I.
I have friends, but I don't have family. I'm not like you all. Okay?
Neither do
And then
I,
when-
Dad, and they are dead because of me.
And if I do go, then I will go home.
Would
You
rather
have
not
your
go
home.
I don't have a home here.
But you could make one.
You have no idea.
And that's fine. I don't want to have an idea. What I want, well, if I had an idea, I'd be giving it to you, and I would tell you to make do. Because once you come out of this, you're going to be lauded as a hero. You will have a new opportunity, a blank slate to call whatever it is your own, and the world will erase whatever it is that you feel you have done wrong in kindness to the whatever it is that we are about to do. So you stay here. I will write my name away from the book. You stay there. You need the second chance. And as for me and whether I go home or not, I already made my deal. I am here at the service of Lord Bahamut. This is the highest honor I can do.
I don't deserve a
Don't-
second chance.
Well, the divine Lord here put us two together for this one reason.
Yes,
it
for
is
you
to
to annoy the
make
crap
do.
out of me.
And tell you that you deserve to be here. And shakes her again once more.
Just
It's
standing
my
there
name.
shaking.
My name, not yours. Drops her back down.
Just land on my ass on the floor like, you stupid furry git.
And then he grabs her knife as it, and then just like slips a bit of it so it bleeds and says, "A blood pact."
You're lucky I like you. I take the
Likewise.
knife and grasp his hand.
And then at the same time, he does cure wounds to the both. And he says, "It's your name, not mine. Okay?
Fine. Fine.
And if you must know, I cannot let you die, and you must have this win. So, do an old monk a favor and just live."
You're not old.
And then but he walks in, ignores
irritating.
the complete, and it's like whiskey, something, and then heads towards the the tavern. But first, you need to get the book.
all right.
While Garden and Seren were out, Anna would have spoken to Lance and Barty and Tharavel, and just saying, was there anything more we needed to discuss? Because I feel like I need to be with my thoughts alone.
I think at this point in time, it's just a case of gathering our resources and preparing for what life throws at us.
Talking about resources, I had written it down, and I think I've given you that. So you should have 12, based on what you rolled from last time. You should have 12 militia sort of conscripts and 16 regulars. And I think you've only got 8 regulars and 8. I've only
Level up.
So you've got another. You've got 8 more regulars. So again, if you want to give yourselves a few more archers, you want to turn some into cavalry, you're more than welcome. And then you've got another 4 more conscripts that you can place. So if you want to give each people, more, then you can do. So I don't know if Tharavel and Serval want, some more archers, and then
How about
Yeah,
if
I-
two archers,
I
two
think
archers
archers
to
is
each
good.
of them, and then the others we can split.
I reckon put one set of archers with me and one with Barty as well.
Okay. So that's 6 units of archers.
okay.
Does that leave us now? Anything?
So you've got 6. You've got 2 more regulars that you can give out, and then you've got 4 more conscripts that you can give out.
I would probably take some conscripts to the North Gate, and give a unit each to Barty and Arno, and 1 to Draxus rather.
Right, so we're on a control C. So Tharavol's getting how many archers?
2
One
each.
archer to me, and no, give the archers to me and the archers to Barty.
So, wait a minute.
2 and 2 for the archer blocks,
Okay.
and 1 each for the east and west gates.
Okay, they're there. There.
We're moving these archers up here, right?
No, those are theirs. So you've got so that's 4. You've got 4 units. You can either, so you're going to have 1 set of archers each, and then 2 footmen sets of standard men, or you're going to have just 4 sets of archers.
So they're going to have 1-on-1. So they have some archer support along with the catapults.
Okay, so you've
And then
got
they have an extra set of troops because bodies to block the gates.
So there.
Yeah.
There. And then you have some regulars as well. Just whereabouts? Sorry, for you, who?
So the regulars I hadn't assigned, so I'm going to take a unit of regulars.
Okay.
1 for Draxus, and 1 for Niacil.
Okay, Draxus. He gets them, and I will flick his color because he is right. And you've got 4 sets of conscripts that you can dish out as well.
Okay, so unit of conscripts each to Niacil and Draxus, and a unit of 2 units of conscripts to the North Gate.
Okay, so
Because I'll be using them to block the gate, but also to respond to the secret tunnels.
alright. You can change their colors, and then who else is getting conscripts?
Me and Barty.
Yeah.
Alright, make sure you change your colors. Okay. That should be it, I guess. So that means you've got 4 sets of archers, all with a healer in them, on the in the southwest. So that's 4. That's 8. All of the Temple Guard have 1, so that is 12. Then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, which means you have 9 more monks to dish out. Oh, I've got just conscripts here. 8 more monks.
About the 2 archers on the southwest.
Yeah,
they've
I've given them. Yeah, they've all got they've all got monks and stuff in them. So you've got 8 to give. I don't think you've got any in yours, bar your guard. So maybe worth giving yours.
Put 2 there.
Definitely at least 2 with Lance.
So,
Yeah.
So give them to the regulars.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got them. Okay. All right. So, is that everything? Is that everything everybody's doing, saying for this evening?
Sorry, who's all in? Who's all everywhere? Like, so who's all in the room with Tharaval and everything at the minute?
Currently, Barty, Lance, and Arno, but Arno's just seeking basically approval from Lance that he can go off.
So Tharavel basically he wants to have a word with who's in the room at the minute, and he also wants to speak to the troops if he can.
You can indeed.
Okay, well I will start with who's in the room at the minute anyway, but he's got a speech.
Oh yeah.
Which film have you pulled it from this time?
Which poem?
Oh, which poem?
I went with the speech from the king just before the battle, something similar to that. Well, that's what I've taken
Inspiration from.
Yep.
Oh wait! I'm just saying, what sort of music we need for this?
Something grandiose.
So this one is basically like this one's for like the close friends and things like that. He's got another speech for the men.
Okay. Birthday 1 minute. That's not the one I want.
Yeah, that's a bit of a love story.
Yeah.
Well, now that you say that,
I'll just do this one.
Tharavel, do you want to go back to when we were eliciting you as a solicitor of sorts?
Oh dear. Homoerotic moment. Never mind.
Always, without fail.
Far away.
So, Tharavel, just before he sees that Arno is looking to leave the room, and he says,
"Oh, it's the OG,
Master Halfling, just a moment of your time." And he sort of turns and looks to everybody left, and he sort of says, I wish that Saren and Gadden were here to hear this as well, but I'll say it to you nonetheless. On the morrow, we may be dead. That's the truth of it. We stare down beasts, devils, tyrants, and things without names. We've stood in ruins with curses older than time. We've crossed wild lands and walked paths no sane soul should ever tread. And through it all, you're all there. You've all stayed. Not because you had to. Not because of coin. But because when the world broke around us, you've refused to break with it. I'm not a man of many words. You all know that. But tonight I needed to say this. Thank you. Thank each and every one of you for watching my back when no one else would. For trusting me when I had no answers. For making me believe for the first time in a long time that I wasn't alone. You aren't just warriors. You aren't just adventurers. And he turns to Lance. He says, you aren't just my general. You're my kin. And whatever happens tomorrow, whatever the gods decide, I'll fight with everything I have. Because I get to fight with you. And if we fall together. Not as strangers, not as mercenaries, but as something rare. As friends. So rest while you can. Tomorrow, we make them remember our names. And if we survive this, drinks are on me.
Oh, give that man an inspiration point. Boom, boom, boom.
Hey. And then Saren and Gadden walk in.
Did we miss something?
Yeah, but what did we miss?
I should walk over to Tharavel and put my hand on his shoulder and say, and to think, if it wasn't for an old man and you having a quick tongue, this would never have started the way it did.
Hey,
I don't have many words. I seem to recall it was your words that got us into this mess in the first place.
Maybe many wise words.
You hear a sort of like a tankard slam down from the corner of the tavern, and a voice just shouts out, "You are a soppy cunt, aren't you?"
I love it.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Someone had to do it, I suppose.
Right.
Oh, dear.
Simon
I
Guy's
re-
just shaking his head and going, "What the fuck?"
Oh, it's beautiful. That got me in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got another one, but it's for the men.
yeah.
I'm a
When-
man.
When Mr. Gantry picks up, I grab a nearby tankard of water and splosh it over him and tell him to sober up before the shit hits the fan. And I turn around to everybody and say, "Well, now you're here, and hopefully not for the last time. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. I was a failure not that long ago, locked in a room because I couldn't do what they built me to do. And I'm not that person anymore. Well, I'm not that construct. And you, all of you, and others that we have lost along the way, you're a part of that. And you're a part of who I am now. So don't doubt that I'm not here to throw your lives away. I'm not here to throw anyone's lives away. And should the worst happen, I will be the last person out of here. And if I have to pick you up by the scruff of the neck and throw you down tunnels, or drag you and stick you down holes, shove you into protected corners, I will not let you die before I do."
This is gonna, I know what's going to happen. There's going to be a moment where somebody's going to go, I will hold them off," and then everybody's like, "No, I will hold them off," and they'll be like pushing each other in the way.
If Arno had a sword, well, he does have a rapier. Maybe this is quite comedy because he never uses it. He always just carries it around, and he looks at the hand and says, "You have my sword." Bro, come on.
And my club.
You have Mr. and Mrs. Stabby.
Arno says, "Likewise, thank you for your words, Darable. I have come to think of you all as kin as well. When we first met, I did not believe I would even find friendship with you, but now we are here, and I would gladly take an arrow or
To the
worse
knee.
for any of you." And then, before it gets too serious, he looks at Lance and he says, "So, are you going to duel Draxus to the death before or after this battle?"
I thought I'd let the enemy slow him down a little bit first.
Draxus,
plan.
who's sort of sitting in the corner, just sort of snorts, but you hear a sort of draconic sort of chuckle coming from him, and you hear some of his men sort of kind of laughing as well. He doesn't say anything, but he gets the joke.
Okay, good.
I just say one last thing, and I unsheathe a certain axe, and I put it half down on the floor. I say, "Not all of us are here, we know that. But, as an old friend who is here in spirit would say, I want you to all remember, we're not here to die for this fort, for this temple. We're here to make them die for it."
As you're talking, Arno kneels down at the axe, and he takes off a necklace that you recognize was taken from Galandra's body when she fell, and he placed it on the blade of the axe on top, just while you're talking.
And I just sigh a little bit and say, "We have lost many good people, but we're not going to today. What we are going to do is make sure that someone else loses a lot of very bad people. Preferably in small chunks, and preferably very violently. Because hopefully then a few people will reconsider their career choices and go looking for something a bit more peaceful. Wouldn't you agree?"
Gadden takes a flask and he says, to absent friends,
I see.
and to a bright, shining future, one where we're all alive, and we all prosper, and we defeat the corruption, and we live the best of our lives.
Here, here.
I lift up Daybreaker, touch it to my face, and say, "I believe the words that I'm looking for are kiss my axe."
Kiss my axe.
Arno quickly grabs the necklace and puts it back on.
Okay, so because what we'll do is we'll do Tharavol's sort of speech to the men, and then I will do a little bit extra, and then we'll finish it because it's coming up to 11. Do you want to do it this eve or in the?
What about Barty and Saren?
Oh, yeah, have you
got anything to say?
Oh yeah, have you got anything to say?
I'm I'm encouraged by all this talk of not dying because I will be the first out of the tunnels, but we'll give it a good job, yeah.
I might recommend you wear an extra set of robes. You know, that kind of counts as armor.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, the second you turn your back, I'm teleporting out of there.
Brilliant.
Saren, you got anything you want to say?
Well, it's been an adventure. Let's be truthful, and hopefully there are many more to come. Gadden, if you say one more word, I swear to God, don't look at me like that.
He just drinks into the flagon.
To putting holes where there weren't before in people we dislike.
Okay, so you all drink into the small hours of the morning.
I would have headed up to his room,
yeah.
by the way.
Those who are drinking carry on drinking. Saren probably on her own, but those who stay do. And the morning comes, and it's a nice hazy morning, but it's bright. Birds sing. The temple complex, despite the number of soldiers and people around, seems relatively quiet. Just think I'm going to do this after.
Will Lance rally the troops and then Tharavel address the
address
the men?
Yeah, so Lance sort of comes down from his quarters and calls his adjutants to convene the men in the center, or those who aren't on sort of picket duty, and they all sort of kind of come round and sort of form up in the square as best they can. The sort of former gallows are still there, so I guess Tharavel, you sort of kind of place yourself in the center. Let me sort of try and find something slightly more heroic for this one. Yep. Okay.
Okay. So Tharavel, he stands before them, quiet and still. There's a sort of soft wisp of wind in the air. Other than that, the courtyard is, for the number of people there, it's silent. He sort of lets out a sigh, looking over the men in front of him, and he shakes his head. His voice is measured and honest, not with the roar of a king, but the voice of a man who understands survival and the will to endure. He speaks up. I won't speak long. I seldom do. I wasn't born for command. None of us asked for this fight. I would be happier in the quiet places, beneath the trees, beneath the stars. As I'm sure you would be in great halls by a crackling fire with flagons of ale and wine. But war has a way of finding us, even in the wilds. And now we are here. In stone halls built by greater hands than ours, facing a force that wants to erase us. They come with fire, they come with iron, but they come with no understanding of what they face. Because they think this is just a wall, just a temple, just a last stand. But this place, and he sort of looks around and gestures his hands to the bastion around him. This place holds every reason we've kept moving, every reason we've survived. We may not have kings or shining banners, but we have each other, and that is enough. They may outnumber us. They expect us to break. I say let them. Let them believe we're already ghosts behind this gate. But when the time comes, when they come, they'll find out what it means to corner those with nowhere else to run. They'll find out what it means to fight people who know the land, the dark, the silence. People who move like shadow and strike like thunder. People who stand not for glory, because there's no one else left to stand. And if we fall knowing we gave them hell. If we stand, we become legend. So get your rest, sharpen your blades, and as the dawn rises, meet me at the wall. Let's finish this.
As you finish your final word, the silence is completely shattered by this uproar of yeah, just like everybody's sort of screaming at the same time, hands in the air. It echoes around the temple as they do. The sergeants, the NCOs, the commanders said, "You heard the man, get to the walls." And everybody starts filing out and going to their respective positions.
I turn to the others and nod, just say, you know where you're supposed to be, and you know what you're supposed to do. And I'll see you soon.
Okay. Yeah, okay. For the final part, as the last sort of soldiers are filing out, and yous are all sort of kind of standing in the center, the courtyard. A scout comes running up to you, sort of out of breath, and says, "They're here! They're here!"
I turn to the others again and say, time to earn the money they're not paying us.
Gavin.
Yes. He's just like rubbing his face and trying to muster some sort of awakeness after being like up for too long and had too much alcohol.
One, do you need me to pull your tail again?
No, you don't, but did you get it?
No, not yet. Two, save me a heal. I might need it.
Always.
And with that, I sort of go stealth and go outside to go hide in the forest.
As you leave, I just crawl after you. 10 fingers, 10 toes. Try to bring them back with you.
I make no promises.
As Saren disappears, Gadden says, "Right, you sorry whelps. This is the moment of truth. All those sutures and all those spells you cast, let's see if you could fix some people and show them who's boss. You're the boss, by the way. You're the controller of life and death. If somebody gets into the line of fire, it's their fault. You choose when to fix them, okay? You know the deal. Go. And cause chaos."
Okay, so I'll do this final part, and then we'll sort of call it. You from the south, Tharaval, Ceravel, roll. Yeah, I'm not doing at the point. You sort of see some sort of movement coming up the sort of southern road, and there you see sort of figures, some sort of moving in sort of column, others sort of scattering out into the surrounding forests. You see a single horse with a quite a grand looking horse with what looks like a lady sat upon it, sort of making its way across the road, looking at the sort of surrounding area and sort of kind of stopping. I don't know, suppose around here. Where we're gonna be.
And can we immediately identify who it is? Because there's only 2 ladies in that list of generals that we remember getting from.
Yeah, you don't know. Well, yeah, you sort of have the view. Well, to be honest, I guess Gadden, you'll be sort of kind of in the south as well, so you'll sort of hear this lady sort of kind of comes up. Where is she? I'm just going to put her little flag. No, because the flag's got a name on it. I'm just going to place a token down for the time being, and then oh, she's about there. And she stops her horse in the sort of abandoned camp, and sort of looks up at the walls and shouts, "Brave warriors, you have done so well to protect these lands for so long. But it is time to lay down your arms and give up the fight. You are hopelessly outnumbered. This will be but a slaughter. My master does not want to see you all killed. Leave. Let us have this place, and you can have, by my honor, your arms and go where you wish. Who here can treat with me?"
Lance, do we have the remains of the emissary? We do. You chopped the head off.
Yeah, but
Head.
it's all in a box.
Head. Catapult. Now.
Yeah.
Gant shouts down, "Can I keep my fucking legs too, you cunt?"
I just gently shout, "Manners!"
So at that point, I've assumed we've got the emissaries.
Yeah.
We've got the emissary's body part somewhere. Looks at a catapult, grabs whatever the emissary's body parts are in, and then literally passes it over to the nearest catapult. The person manning the catapult says, "Fire this. All the bits, just let them loose. Have it cut a little bit at the top so it's just flying across in different directions. Also, if you want to add a bit of flair to it, I suppose you could light it."
Okay. You you fire out the remains of the emissary, and they sort of kind of scatter in and around where this lady is. She doesn't move. The horse doesn't even whinny. It just sort of she just stands there as sort of congealed blood and bits of body sort of kind of rain down. She sort of flicks a bit of brain off the off her sort of dress and says, So that's where he's gone. Well, it seems that we have more in common than I thought. So much for... in range enough for she's in range of you to shoot at her if you wish.
I'm not talking about shooting. One sec, what I just remember. Would she be in range for me to echo?
What's your echo range?
That's why I'm just looking.
Is it bad that I really want you to echo behind a horse and smack the horse's rump so hard and disappear again that the horse throws her off? Is that bad?
You mean smack the pony? Did you say smack the pony?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
Oh my god, really?
You said it, not me.
I need to look it up.
Everything I say.
Oh, an echo. Wait a second.
I think, isn't it 60 feet?
She's 300 feet away. She's over 300 feet away, so I doubt you're gonna...
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah. So she says to you, I am a reasonable woman. I do not wish to see this beautiful place destroyed, but it will be but rubble with your bones as its mortar, the dust between its cracks. There will be nothing left if you fight this day. Please, take some time and think about it, because what you will see in the next days is but legion. You are few, and we are many. Surrender now, and live.
I step forward, I unship Daybreaker, and I lift it up in the air. And I simply say, we are not here to die for this place. We're here to watch you die. Now, I repeat your same offer. If you want to turn around and walk away right now, then I'm pretty sure that it will be at least a couple of weeks before I shove this so far up your backside that you're going to think it's either Christmas or a very bad day.
She laughs. She laughs and sort of turns her horse. I'm glad you said that. I do hate having to chase. Stay put, and we will be back soon. Goodbye.
I hard to get, bitch.
She starts to sort of make her way back down the track towards sort of gathering men that you sort of see sort of coming up the road and along the into the forest. And I think that's probably where we're going to leave it, because it is 11 o'clock now. So yeah, okay, very good. So what's going to happen is, in the next session and stuff, the forces will come in increments. I've got a table here which I will roll on to see what they come and when they come. There will obviously be scouting forces that will sort of move around and try and figure things out, and then there will be assaults, and the assaults will progressively get harder as the time goes on, and in my mind it's going to get pretty squeaky bum time at point. I want it to be a challenge for you and stuff, so I'm not going to hold back. That being said, if you've got lots of nonsense which I'm not prepared for, I might have to just throw extra stuff in, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. Their numbers are going to be pretty overwhelming. Yours is going to be finite. You just have to hold for a certain amount of time. you can do stuff. You can ask for. You can go and send for help. You can do. You can try and figure out who's where. You can sabotage things if you see, stuff being built, etc. Those are your options that you can do in your downtime. But at the end of the day, when your other actions have been completed, and we'll just see how it goes. Right.
Fun.
Yeah, very good. Nice one, everybody. Very good. Michael, congratulations. Very nice speeches. Loved it. Anything else? Do I have anything else I need to do? No, I think
we have no homework.
There is no homework. I think we could do some of the sort of base, some scout movements and stuff. Like, if you want to, I could throw in sort of what you see and stuff ready for next week, what's coming up the road and where they're going and things like that. So I could do that within the Discord chat, if you want to.
The only thing that I think me and Vic would want to do is, this would involve Arno, is to steal the book and write the name in.
Okay, well, yeah, you can do that. If you want to do that, you can try that within the Discord. you can try that.
Well, no. Before you went off, like I had a plan. Like, obviously, as soon as he's gone, I mean, I don't think he would have had a chance while he was in the tavern, but he's gone to his room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
You can come up and find him, but we can, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that in your.
If we find if there is a will and the way to do it, great. But we're not going to do it if it breaks lore or positioning, whatever it is. But the intention is to replace the name regardless. So it will happen. Just
Okay.
Well, we're gonna
at least try.
No worries. I'm not going to say no outright. There may be things that but I haven't told you either. So.
Yeah.
Yay! We like that.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
I might sort of start throwing in and maybe send some screenshots of the initial movements of sort of the vanguard, I guess, and what's happening, and then we could do some of the sort of more because what it's going to be is slowly moving up and around and doing things. So I might sort of kind of throw some stuff out. You can do that in downtime, and then we've got something we can work with in the next session and stuff. So yeah, we'll probably do that. Okay, excellent. Very much enjoyed. Good to be back. Yeah. I was getting D&D blue balls. So yeah, glad we're back. For tonight, I've been Matt Geary. With me has been Conrad as Arno Jerkel.
Until next time.
Michael is Tharval Eldon.
We don't have the facilities to accept your surrender.
I was just thinking about that. Sorry.
I wanted to say that.
Sorry. We have GS's brother Gavin.
You must build additional pylons.
We have Lecky as Bartholomew Pringle.
Good night, everyone.
We have Marcus Luntz.
Kiss my axe.
And we have Vic as Saren Sanguine.
Don't panic, Miss Bellarine! Don't panic!